Hey, Luke, thanks very much and welcome back. Good to see you back for this one. And obviously, a big fight for you here, but I'm curious going back to that last one. Now that we're a few months removed, what did you take away from that loss in terms of the lessons learned that you can bring to this fight?
Yeah, what's going on, Jay? I learned a lot. Obviously, it's corny to say, it's not a loss. It was a lesson. It was definitely a loss. I'm glad it happened early in the. That's not going to happen again.
And, there's obviously a physical side to a fight and then the mental side. In terms of the latter, did it take any time to kind of cope with the loss, or were you able to put it behind you pretty quick? Sorry, I think I'm losing you if I can't hear anything right now. Let me pass this on to... Oh, am I back?
Now, Jay? You're back now. It just cut off halfway through that question. If you could repeat that, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. The physical side of a fight and then the mental side. In terms of the latter, did it take you any time to cope with the loss, or were you able to put it behind you pretty quick?
Yeah, it was a weird one. Physically, obviously, I have a beautiful little scar above my left eye now. Had a couple of injuries after, but nothing crazy. Mentally, it was supermarket and embarrassed to be me. Like the carrying the name of Luke Trainer, like it means a lot to me. So yeah, that was new. Being embarrassed to be myself, not wanting to be seen in public, or I created this self-image of me that I'd never really seen before. But yeah, that took a while for me to get over. But like I said, I'm glad it happened early, because now I've recognized that. I've recognized the kind of the kind of dark demons and stuff that you can get yourself into. So yeah, learned some lessons from that. But mentally, it did take a while for me to get out of that hole. But I'll be honest, now it's just fueled the fire. Do you know what I mean? It's just added more fuel. That's all I can say, man. It's made me a lot more violent, made me a lot more professional, a lot more prepared in training camp. And I've just taken everything up a little notch. So yeah, I'm glad it happened the way it did.
Jay from Prime Time, over to you.
Hi, Luke. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Although it was a highly...
You're right, sorry.
No worries. Although it was a highly competitive fight, your previous fight did not go your way. Have you done anything differently this camp as opposed to previous training camps preparing for this next fight against Lucas?
Yeah, a bunch. A highly competitive fight. I appreciate you saying that, Jay. I was a punch bag for the last 2 rounds, but yeah, I've changed a lot. It's I've completely changed teams. So I've moved camps from Titan MMA over to Great Britain Top Team. I've had a new boxing coach to work on my hands. I've gone to a bunch of different grappling gyms around London to just sharpen those tools. So in terms of training, I've made a lot of adjustments, and in terms of the kind of mental sides to my approach, I now do a lot of hypnotherapy in my training, and a lot more visualization and meditation sort of stuff, all that woo-woo kind of jazz, just to give me any mental edge I can. And like I said before, I think I needed the loss so I could learn where the holes were in my game, and it's just it's worked out in my favor. So yeah, hopefully the changes will show on Saturday night.
And that's good to hear. So if we talk about your next opponent, Lucas Alcina, he's 11-3 and making his Bellator debut. How much have you watched of him, and what do you think about his style?
I've watched literally every fight I could physically find, whether that be on flipping Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that jazz. I was actually watching 3 of his last fights on the plane here. Every day I study him. He's on my board in my bedroom. He's on my phone. there's a picture of him in my car. I've fully immersed myself with Lucas Alcina. He's in my head every single day. I've studied him as much as I physically can. So yeah, I think I know his strengths and weaknesses. I think I know how I'm going to exploit him and how I'm going to put him away. But time will tell on Saturday night. The last fight, I did a lot of talking and told a lot of guys how I was going to win that fight, and it didn't go that way. So it is what it is. But yeah, I believe I've got the tools and weapons to destroy this man.
All the best, Luke.
Maybe.
Hi, Luke. Kobe from the Pro Sports Podcasters. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, sir. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. You do a lot outside of the cage, but you've got a quick turnaround to this fight. So how busy have you been balancing what you do for charity and what you do as development as a fighter?
Yeah, it's been hard. This last camp, it was hard to get as involved as I'd wanted to. I did a couple of days where I'd managed to get out and speak to a bunch of kids in care, and that was real inspiring for me. And then from that, we've decided to open up our own sort of training sessions and stuff every week. That starts after the fight. I made it clear to the guys behind the scenes that this is still what I want to do, but I need to dedicate at least 8 weeks of nothing else but Lucas Alcina and destroying that man. So I decided to put everything else on the back burner. Obviously, I live a 2-minute walk away from the foster family. I moved out my mum and dad's house, and that's where the kids are. But I get to see them every week. I still get to be involved in their lives. But I had to focus on me and the mission on October 29th. But after this fight, I get to fully immerse myself back into that life, and then I get to find a nice balance. But like I said previously, mentally, I had to completely focus on this. So it's taken a slight back burner, but the second this fight's done, I'm back in. So I'm looking forward to that balance and peace again.
Inspirational, buddy. I love what you do, man.
Thanks, man.
Jake?
Hi, Luke, you all right?
What's going on, Jake?
So, look, you've just mentioned, of course, the foster family there, Luke. I know we spoke about it in the past, how important that side of your life is for you. Coming back off that loss, how important was it for you to show them kids that, life's not all plain sailing, you can't have a bump in the road, but to keep that positive mental attitude, you've got so much?
I'd say it's the opposite, man. It was funny. I was in such a dark place, and I was so sad and feeling bad for myself after that loss. And then, like I said previously, I got invited to these 2 days where I got to speak to a bunch of kids. It was groups of maybe 16 kids in care, and that was a real reality check and a real perspective for myself. After talking to a handful of the kids, within the first 5 minutes, I was like, wow, I've actually got so lucky. If I lost a cage fight like that every weekend, I'd still be in such a better place than those beautiful children who had no choice in the hand they were dealt. So yeah, they gave me perspective. It wasn't the other way around. But hopefully, listen, once I win on Saturday, if that inspires the kids and if that can show the kids that you can come back from a loss and you can bounce back with hard work and discipline, then great. But I'll be honest, I think those kids already know that. Those kids already know that as long as they stay the path, as long as they surround themselves with love and flipping and try and stay away from the demons that raised them at first, then they can be whoever they want to be. So like I said, man, them guys inspire me. It's not the other way around. But fingers crossed I can do a little bit.
I know you just mentioned there as well that move to top team. How have you found that transition from gym to gym? Why did you feel like this was the right time to do it? And what do you think top teams added to your game?
Yeah, it's great. Ashley Grimshaw and Brad Pickett are the head coaches over there. And the environment is crazy. We've got UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, KSW, PFL, every promotion you can think of are under that banner. The way the gyms run is great. I love Mickey Papas from Titan MMA. I've still got a real close relationship with him, but it kind of ran its course. It was time to move on. It was time to change up my training a little bit and just adapt. And I'm really glad I did it. I think it was a great decision. I think you're going to see that on Saturday. I'm surrounded by killers. I'm surrounded by absolute professional savages, and it's made me a better fighter already. So I'm looking forward to the future with those guys. But yeah, you're going to see the results on Saturday. I'm a different animal now.
Aaron.
Hi, Luke. This is Aaron East from MMA UK News.
How you doing, brother?
All good, mate. Thank you. In regards to you changing your gym, was that a scary experience for you, like being with Titan for so long, moving over to Great Britain top team?
I wouldn't say scary. Brad and Ash were both at Titan before GB top team opened. Brad was the assistant head coach with Mickey Papas a while ago when I actually first started, and Ash was one of the fighters under the banner. So I'd known those guys, and all the guys at GB top team, they actually pretty much all of them started at Titan too. So I was always around those guys at the start of my career. I'd already built great relationships, so I knew what I was going into. I guess if you want to say scary, the scary thing for me was figuring out the travel. I traveled 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back, 4 days a week. So, that's 20 hours of just travel just for my morning sessions. And then I've got to go elsewhere for my evening sessions and on the weekends. So that was a whole new adjustment. That was, that's time in my day that I'm used to filling with other things. So that took time to adjust to. And that was a bit of a leap of faith, financially as well. But it was time for me to make a move. A couple of other guys in the team had made the move already. And I was following Simeon Powell, who's tearing up the PFL right now. He's my main training partner there. And it was, like I said, man, the best decision I've made for a long time. So, yeah.
Thank you. And one last thing, what can fight fans expect from you entering the 2023 MMA calendar year?
Listen, I'm going to finish Lucas Alcina inside of 15 minutes. What happens in 2023 is up to Bellator. I want to be active. I want 3 minimum fights next year. There's a Dublin card in February. There's a London card, I think, in March. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm a different animal now. I've got to prove myself. So all this talk is great, but you're going to see it on Saturday. And I'll put this man away and then move on to the next one.
I look forward to it. All the best for the 29th, mate.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Hey, Luke. This is Patrick McCoy from Combat Sports UK. Hope you're doing well.
Good, Patrick. Thank you, man.
Obviously, your former opponent, who obviously just beat you, is also on this card. How do you see his fight going?
I'll be honest, I'm not actually sure who he's fighting. I knew he was on the card, but I'm not sure who he's fighting.
He's fighting Dragos Zubko. I don't know if you know him.
Okay. Well, listen, Simon's a savage. So hopefully he gets a W. I was asking for the rematch. We didn't get the rematch. Hopefully if we both keep winning, that will happen one day. But my eyes are set on Lucas Alcina. I haven't paid any attention to it.
And is there anything else the fans can expect from you? Maybe something new in this fight on Saturday?
Something new. I'll be honest. I've fallen back in love with my grappling. I've been to jiu-jitsu gym after jiu-jitsu gym and just hammered down that skill. I've also, like I said previously, I've hired a boxing coach, Paul Day from Stevenage. My hands are looking crispy, so I'm ready wherever it goes. If it's on the ground, I'm confident. If it's on the feet, I'm confident. I'm going to put this man away, but this is the most violent I've ever felt. So, yeah, I just want to hurt a guy and get the W. That's it.
Okay, last couple of questions, guys. We'll go to MMA Locker.
Hey, how's it going, Luke? MMA Locker Room here, a part of Puff Sports Radio.
What's going on, boss? You all right?
Man, I just wanted to give you some props, man. You gave us one of the most exciting fights last time out, man. It was a back and forth war. After seeing that you perform like that, I actually am looking forward to your up and coming fight coming up this week. So what can we really expect? Because I know you're going to finish him within the 15 minutes of the fight, but what round and how do you see it getting done? Do you see a submission or a knockout?
It's hard, man. I'll be honest, for the last 8 weeks, 10 weeks maybe, I've visualized this fight 10 times every night. I see it going all different ways. I think he's good on the ground, but his fundamentals are pretty solid, but that's about it. Defensively, he's good, but offensively, not so great. I think I could definitely take his back and choke him out. If not, I think I'm gonna KO him in the first. I've seen a lot of holes. Listen, he's a savage. He's a K1 vet. Hard power, but I'm gonna be too much, man. I'm gonna put him away. I've told my family and friends to bet on the first round, but we'll see how it goes, man.
Love it. Can't wait to see you fight this week.
And then final question from Ken.
Hey, Luke. Kay Williams for Ken Chronicles Media. It seems as though you're a huge advocate of support. You give out a lot of support to your loved ones and the people who actually support you. Can you express on what support you've gotten actually leading up into the fight on October 29th?
Yeah, listen, I've made it very clear in my other interviews how much the loved ones mean to me. My family, my friends. I'm not an easy person to be around during fight camp, and they all stick by me. My beautiful girlfriend. It's my loved ones mean the world to me. And if I was to tear my ACL tomorrow and not be able to fight again, I know they'd still be in my corner with whatever I do. And at my darkest times this year, there was all there backing me. There was all there supporting me, believing in me. So yeah, man, this one's for them. And if anyone out there needs any help, if anyone out there needs any love and just needs to speak to someone, you're welcome to shoot me a DM and I'll see what I can do. But it's important, man. Surround yourself with love every day. It's got me out of a lot of bad situations. So thank you to everyone.
That's great. Thank you very much, Luke.